Okay, I got two things to say, real quick. Anunnaki, okay. Enoch, okay. You get that? Okay, we get that. Well, the way that we say Enoch is Enoch. And I don't think I really looked up to see if there was another word for Anunnaki, because the only thing that it references to in Hebrew is Anoki is I am in the human sense of I am, not in the most high sense of I am. Most sense of the most high sense of I am is Haya, and man's sense is Anoki. Okay, like Ya Tama, Haya, Ana, Ano, Ki. Okay, that's I am. Now, I was hearing that they were calling themselves the CUNY, like cuneiform writing, CUNY. So then I was thinking, what word is that backwards? Enoch, INUC, Enoch, CUNY, CUNI. Okay, or CIUNI. Enoch. Konok is how you actually say it in Hebrew. Konok or Konoke. Like Konoke, Kanake. And we already know that Khan is grace. So Kuni would be grace. Kun would be grace. Like Khan would be grace. Like John would be grace. Okay. These are two quick things that I just wanted to say. Peter. Here's the second thing I want to say. Peter. How Peter was chosen, right? Peter's name in Greek would have been Petra. Petra. One of the two. Today we use petro as gas, but it means stone. Okay. Peter was what? What was his occupation? We know for sure Peter was a fisher. Okay. Now, one thing that I know that I was shown before, I was shown this, and I know it was only by Shemayim, by the Most High, Hayashara Haya, in the heavens, that this to be true. He gave me a vision. He allowed me to see one night, one evening, one morning, or whatever. A UFO, a saucer, come down over my mom's house, and he explained everything to me in my, like, knowing. I just knew exactly what it was once I saw how it happened. The saucers are not, there's nobody in the saucer. The saucer is like a frisbee. They send it to a destination. The saucer is like it's a portal, literally. They can walk through it, hop through it, jump through it, fall through it. They're probably in a ship somewhere or on another plane somewhere, and the saucer goes out, and once it reaches a destination, the hole in the middle opens up, and they can climb down out of it, or they may be able to stage themselves inside, but I don't think the big ones would. So what I mean by the big ones, what came out of the dang saucer was too big to fit in the saucer. Let's say that. So like, you know how on Warner Brothers, how Acme Acres, with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and all those guys, how Bugs Bunny and Bugs Bunny mostly would come out and pull out a black hole. It looks like a saucer, like a black saucer. And he could pull anything out of that hole. It's pretty much like the magician's proverbial rabbit out the hat, magical hat. Now that's crazy too. Because hot, what did they say? Hot, some hot. That's the name of somebody's name. But anyway, it's also like the genie out of the lamp, which would be too big to fit in a lamp. Yeah, obviously, you know what I mean. So it's obviously it's almost like an Ark of the Covenant. An ark carries something, and the Ark of the Covenant, what comes out of the ark is way too big to physically fit in the ark. Okay, so the Ark of the Covenant is pretty much like a genie in the lamp. Okay, period. Do you understand? Okay. Or the genie in the lamp would be a copy or a counterfeit of the proverbial Ark of the Covenant. Okay, so these saucers are like arks that fly in, and once they reach a destination, so even on Stargate, if you ever go watch the movie Stargate, they show you how the pharaohs move. They show up in a big, huge flying pyramid that dwarfs our big pyramids, and like literally it swallows them. Our pyramids are like the footstool of those things. So like they and that's just one of them. Who knows how much? It's probably a Russian doll effect. There's probably other ones bigger than that fit on the footstool of those too also. But anyway, this thing fits on top like the all-seeing eye, but way bigger. It just completely covers the whole pyramid. Okay. But if they didn't want to land, what they would do is these rings would come down, and that's the thing about it. A light would just show up in the air, out of thin air, whether you were inside of a building or outside. It didn't matter how many walls you got. It didn't matter where you were. A light would just show up, boom, right, bright, super bright. Then the wind would start inside of coming out of the hole of light, and then these rings that are just the size of the light would come down out of the light and stack on each other, and then they would go back up and go right back up, and then where they the spot where they just came off of, there would be people standing there. I shouldn't say people. In Stargate they were calling them gods, Goa'uld. So they were the pharaohs of the pharaohs. They were the gods of the pharaohs, pretty much. And the pharaohs would have their seed inside these guys' seed inside of them. Their essence would be inside of the pharaohs. The pharaoh's eyes would light up because there was a serpent inside of them, like the movie Aliens. How in Aliens versus Predator, the aliens would send their seed down, and they would jump on the face of man or whatever animal they could find, and then they would, preferably man, which because they were apex predators, so they would go for the highest form, which would be man on the earth, or predators if they could find one, and they would jump on their face and impregnate their stomach with their seed. It's sodomy. They would sodomize them, and then they would the seed would knock them out. It would knock them unconscious, and then these people would swell up in their bellies, and all of a sudden a darn alien would bust through their damn chest, boom, just a little alien would pop, pow, just bust through their chest, scream. This is some of the craziest stuff in the 80s, boy. I tell you that the 80s babies had to grow up with some crazy stuff to watch. But yeah, like 80s babies are like the navigators of space, pretty much. And Trump is kind of like, I guess, sort of kind of like a gateway to like get people to fly the coop. Death. Death. There's people that, yeah, death, bro. It's crazy. Trump is death, 100%. But anyway, it's a good thing too, though, because there's death twice. I don't know about him being death twice, but I think he's a death. He is a death. Like in the show Touched by Angels, there was like 3 different deaths that showed up, 3 different characters that played death, and they all had 3 different names. But yeah, they were a death. Like all of the angels that fell are all death also. Like they were the death of man, because their seed did the same thing as the aliens. They would come down and kill the man and impregnate them and come out in their place. Yeah. So yeah, it Sodom and Gomorrah, pretty much. But yeah, so what I wanted to go, the whole point of navigating all this back, because this is a part of it. Navi. So what came out of this portal over my mom's house in this saucer, what you call a flying saucer or a UFO, it's a portal. It opened up, and a tall black, pretty much black, and I ain't talking Egyptian, just straight up black, like Congo Nigerian looking black, right? Like Florida black, like Haiti black, Jamaica black, blacker than Jamaican. He was black, but he handsome and everything, smooth cut, clean cut, no like short crew cut like the Navy. He was wearing a navy blue uniform also, like the Navy, but this dude was about 15 feet tall. Okay. Reached in the house through the window, boom, busted through the window with one hand, grabbed my mom and pulled her out. She fainted, and then he just walked right back, hopped up the ladder, swift, smooth, one motion, like it was with authority. Boom, boom, boom. And it was that fast. By the time I saw him hit the ground, stick his hand in through the window, grab my mom out of the house with one hand, and then hop back up. I like in the Bible when it says men's hearts will fail them when they at the sight of the children of the fallen angels, the Nephilim. That's what happened. My heart was like it was crazy, bro. Like I've sacrificed myself in my dreams plenty of times for lesser people. I shouldn't say lesser, but in rank to who, honor thy mother, thy father, have no one before, the Most High and all that. Like, family's first, right? Like I failed. It was just like it was kind of futile too, because like I didn't even know it was my mom's house for some reason. I don't know. I was struck by seeing him just hop out the dang UFO. And yeah, he hopped right back up in there, and then the ladder went up, and he was gone. It was gone. It wasn't. He was not in it. Like he went through it, and he popped out somewhere else with my mom, and then the thing left. That's the way that the spirit, the Ruach, Aheb Ruach Kakma Kadesh, told me that it works. Let me know that that's how it works. So like in truth, like I've seen one. I've seen them. They hover. They don't. It almost looked like the Resident Evil um, umbrella. It was a UFO hanging in the sky in Nashville in 2002. Wintertime, just around wintertime. And I was already in South Nashville and going over near like the zoo, headed towards the zoo, the Nashville Zoo, and all of a sudden I looked over in the southern sky, southern horizon. The sun was just rising in the east, and the sky was still kind of reddish or reddish, orangish, pinkish, or whatever from the sunrise. And I guess I could see like it was like some hills in the south, far out in the distance, and above the hills, like there was this little thing that looked like a star, but I could see there was movement in the sky, but it wasn't a star. It was the sun reflecting off of the surface of it as it spun very slowly, like a coin in the air, almost like Super Mario, how like the coins float in the air and just sit there and spin, or Sonic the Hedgehog, how the rings just hover and spin real slow. Yeah, it was like that. And it was a wheel. It was moving, it was spinning, and it was spinning. It was spinning and it was turning. It was spinning on its axis and turning on its poles. It was crazy. It was just a flying saucer. And it was, like I said, it looked like the Umbrella Corp symbol. It was 100% the Umbrella Corp symbol. It was silver, and where the Umbrella Corp symbol would be white with the umbrella, it was silver. And then where the Umbrella Corporation would be red on the umbrella, it was red. And it just hovered there. And something inside just let me know that, hey, I don't know if I felt that it saw me at that time. I don't remember. But I definitely do remember having the feeling of reassurance that the Most High exists. You know, that there's watchers. People, there's watchers. There's something going on. You know what I mean? Like, I never, at that point, I was so young. I was like 18. And I didn't realize yet. I hadn't realized yet, nor had I been told yet about, and I hadn't had many dreams yet at that time. I hadn't been told any correlation between aliens and angels. I had never been told that at that time. But that was kind of like my first confirmation as an adult that, you know, they're up there watching us, just hovering there. It wasn't a blimp. It wasn't a balloon, hot air balloon, none of that. It looked kind of like a hot air balloon. You could, if you glanced at it, you probably think something like that in the subconscious, but you know, I have very good eyes. But anyway, this is off topic. So the point is, what happened is, after the saucer thing. So the point of the saucer story with my mom is that when I guess it was a Nephilim, bro. I don't know. Or maybe it was an angel. I don't know. It could have been an angel. I don't know. But he hopped down out of the dang ship, Anunnaki or whatever, if you want to call it that, hops out of this ship and He was wearing a navy blue uniform. Now, on Earth, in real life, I've seen uniforms like that people wear. One of them is, I think the guy was Nigerian. I met a guy named Jonas in Seattle, and he was wearing a white uniform, like a navy suit, like a navy captain or officer, but it was like kind of like how the Asian, like Bruce Lee, like how they have like their uniform, kind of more so, but it was all white, and it had this purple embroidery on it. And the first thing that I noticed that it made me think of right there at that point, at that moment, was the form and the fashion, how it fit him, made me think about that angel in my dream. So, and he had his whole family around him and everything. So I walked up to him and I said, I have seen this uniform before. I didn't tell him anything about my dream. I said, I've seen this uniform before. It's a very important uniform. And he said, yes, this is the uniform of the angels in my culture, or something like that. I was just blown away. Because I said, you don't even have a clue, bro. The reason why I came up to you is because I had a dream, or I've been given a vision, not a dream. I've been given a vision of an angel wearing a uniform that was navy blue, but it was the same exact uniform that you have on, except yours is white and with embroidery on it. His was like the angel that hopped out of the ship was like, his was blue, like navy dark blue, but it was clean, crisp. It was smooth. I'm telling you, boy, it was smooth. And it gets your attention immediately. It's different fabric. It's a different type of cloth. They're cut from a different cloth, and you notice it. And he told me that, and it made sense, right? So with that, I said, I've seen that on Jonas. I've seen that from the vision of the Most High, and our uniforms for the American Navy uniforms. The Navy officers, the navy blue, the officers, the navy blue uniform, how they have the gold tassels and the red and all that, and with the little shoulder pad and everything. Yeah, theirs are like the angels. And then it got me thinking. So I said, wait a second. The word Navy comes from navigation. And then I thought about it. I said, wait a second. Peter, what? He picked Peter. Peter because Peter was a pathfinder. In essence, a fisherman is a pathfinder. When he was brought onto shore, he's a hunter. It's just their spirit. It's their nature. They're a pathfinder. They know they pay attention to the seasons, the weather. Everything tells them. They get information from everything. And very critical, because life is always in the balance of their decisions, especially when on the seas, which is dangerous. Not even that, just the food can kill you alone. But anyway, so, and it takes faith, because you got to go out there and have faith in where you're going, that you're going to be able to get back safe and all that. It's a whole faith. Like, you don't see what's below your feet. You don't see what's over that past wave. It's guaranteed. It's not like the earth, the land. It's not easy to, it's a lot more time, I'll say that, on your hands when you're on the sea. But yeah, so Yeshaya picked Peter because Peter was a pathfinder. And in Native American culture, the pathfinder is the leader of the tribe. Essentially, there's a chief of the tribe, and that's not the pathfinder. The chief is chief by blood. There's a medicine man, and that's another leader of the tribe. But the medicine man is usually the elder. And the chief is usually not by age, it's usually by blood. The elder is usually the medicine man by age and wisdom. And the pathfinder can be any age. Any age. 100%. From birth, it could be a pathfinder. Because they only reveal the pathfinder after 12 to 13 years old, where puberty, I guess, supposedly hits, and then they get their job. I guess because their eyes are opened at that time. After puberty, his eyes are open, because that's the test. They test their eyes to see how far they can see. I was given that test. I told you guys, if you're familiar with my videos, I'm a pathfinder. I was given the test in Texas. I'm not even from Texas, but the guy was waiting in Texas for me to go through my whole little wild life to end up running into him to find out a very important thing that not many people can tell you. Not many people are qualified, searching, waiting. Your steps are ordered, people. Your steps are ordered. So I learned very well from that man. He was, I guess, sort of kind of like what you would call a mage. Or compared to a wizard or a sorcerer, he was more like a mage. Or magi, if you want to call it that. Yeah, he was my teacher. He gave us all the tests, the whole class, and announced me in front of the whole class. Shocked me. I was the only one with the answer. That year I did very well. That was the first year I exceeded minimal expectations officially, like with everybody, like peers and everything. That was the year. I was quite an inspiration that year for a lot of the youngsters too. That was my first year I coached. I was 13 years old, and I coached for the first time, and my team was the best. And it later on down the road, it kind of, everything about that year is who I am. Like today, it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. It's just what it is, though. I think people should look back at their 12th and 13th year, or around their time that they hit puberty, to see if there was somebody waiting to tell them something that they didn't know. Because, that's a transitional year, definitely. Everybody's after those people. 12 and 13-year-olds need to be protected highly. Parents need to be real aware of them by that time. Just letting you guys know. But I guess you got to watch out for hackers nowadays who want to, don't want to wait for things to develop. Try to hurry up and try to figure out what things are going to be, analyzing and poking and prodding and all that mess. But yeah. So that was the message for today, for right now. That 2 quick little notes. So there were Navi, Navy is the color navy. The reason why we call it navy blue is because it's navigational on the sea and through the stars. The sky is navy blue, midnight blue, navy blue, sky blue. Okay, nitrogen, nitrogen gas, nitrous gas, navy blue. That's why the universe is blue, because it's not, it's a mostly percentage of that in the ether. Okay. I think that would be the symbol of Michael, Mikahaya, in a sort of a way. It said the spirit of Yah shined off the face of the waters. Okay, so it was blue and yellow, or blue and white, yellow, splendid, rainbow, all this, splendid. Clouds are deep navy blue. The dark spirit cloud would probably be navy blue. Yeah, the one that made Eve. Okay, yeah, people still don't understand that Eve part, so I don't even get into it with you guys. I just say it over and over. Hey, the spirit cloud made Eve. Just keep letting you guys know that, man. It's different than how we saw it in the beginning, but that's our beginning. Because it was just Adam and Yah at that point until the spirit cloud came up, which would be the Anaki, the brothers of the cloud. Anan is cloud. Anan, Noki, cloud brothers. Aki, Anan, Aki, cloud brothers of the cloud, spirit cloud. Okay. Such as in the end, you'll see the Savior coming back, Yashaya coming back with his brothers in the cloud, Anaki, Yashaya Anaki. Okay? Haya Shara Haya Shemesh Anaki. That type of stuff. Kadosh Kadash Kadesh Anaki. Yashaya. You understand? That type of stuff. So the children are made to look up at around 12 years old. Those that still carry or been taught properly, or at least being given a chance. At the furthest star constellation away from us in our sight, and those who happen to know, they call it the Pleiades. They call it Pleiades sisters. And the test is, if you see 6 to 7 stars, you're just average and regular. But pretty much, if you are a pathfinder, then you will see upwards. Let's just say that much. The scientists have their expectations. I think they're determining on what they can understand as far as dimensions, and I think they stole that from us when they're testing us. I think that they just tell us that, and that's the truth, but they're taking more than they're putting off. I think they were waiting for me to tell them what time it is. I think that might be it. I think that's what it is. I think how they're explaining it, like I said, is something else. The Hebruach Kakma is letting me know that something lingers there on the intentions. That it's like bloatware, or I shouldn't say bloatware. It's like a bug. Like once they've get the information or whatever, they send it off. It shouldn't say like a buck, like your phone. Like I said, like they they send off your data, your information, in order to affect other parts of the population. They're searching, but at the same time, they're using what they've searched for to achieve other things, even deeper. There's an agenda going on, and they've been in on it. So you need to get with your children, like I said, because the children are the ones with the answers. I'm telling you guys. But anyway, at the end of the day, let's get back to it. Navy blue uniforms, Navy. And I said he was black. The angel was black. What color is like black? No. Okay. I know that there's this one thing. Nike. I know Aphrodite. I know those two are black. Anunnaki. I know that is black. Enoch. I know he is black. Lot. I know he is black. Okay. But they're not black. It's an insult to call them that. They are Navy. Navy. We're not niggas. We're not Nikes. We're Navy. Navy for navigation. Navigators. Wherever they go, they bring us. For what? Exactly. And I'm going to drop the mic right there. To the Rabbi Hayashar Hay Kadosh Kadash Kadesh, to the Rabbi Yashai Kadesh Kadash Kadosh, to the Rabbi Hebrew Kakma Kadesh Kadash Kadosh, Penamashimo Yashai Hama Asaya Kadosh Kadash Kadesh, Ashar Yesharun. Anami Amen.